Hi everybody, it's an honor to be here with you tonight to share a little bit of what I've learned about meditation. Don't be confused, I'm not an expert in meditation by any means. Meditation is a topic that has always been in the back of my mind, and a few months back I approached the directors of our wonderful center with the idea of doing some sessions here on a trial basis for my own embetterment from a time of my life that I really needed an anchor. And so it was kind of selfish. And this is how it all started. So we, as you know, have meditation sessions here twice a month. Second and fourth Friday of the month. So things build up, things got better, and we decided why not to have a talk about meditation and bring it to everybody on Tuesday. So I'm sure that a lot of you know a lot about meditation, maybe even more than I do. So if you hear something that sounds bizarre or different, we can talk about it. We're open, but remember to try to keep questions to the end, so we kind of keep flowing since I'm going to be on YouTube. Right? So we keep the questions to the end, but if it's something that needs to be clarified for everybody's understanding, by all means raise your hand and we'll address it. And the formats tonight will be a little bit different because this is going to be theory and practice. So we're going to learn a bit about meditation, just a touch, and we're actually going to do a meditation session. So if you have never done it, woohoo, that's the first. If you have done it, you're welcome. And then we're going to do a group pass instead of going one by one, because throughout this talk and throughout the meditation process, we will be receiving a lot of energy, lots of good fluids, lots of blessings from our spiritual friends who are here with us tonight. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Hold on.
Yes.
Leave it.
Oh yes, we got to turn that on. There you go. Welcome. Perfect timing. Do we have to press it a little harder now?
I forgot to
It takes a little time.
No, that's
I
fine.
think it's on.
It has to warm up.
Yeah.
Okay, so while it is warming up, let's go ahead and just take a nice deep breath for the ones who rushed here, for the ones who just got here. Let's just take a deep breath together. And let go of our feelings of rushing, anxieties, anything. And stay with me for a little bit tonight. So, the title is Meditation. Let's demystify it. Why do we choose that? A lot of people, including myself, when we talked or someone talked to me about meditation, my first reaction was, oh please, no. I'm not going to be sitting in a lotus position doing Om for 30 minutes. I cannot do it. I cannot look at a candle and just blink and think about nothing for 15 minutes. It's not for me. Meditation is something that the people in the East, they do it well, they used to do it. Not in my life. It just, there's not a place for it. And this is what most people know about meditation. It is something that the Hindu people do, the people from the Buddhists do, and some other religions that we're going to find out. But a lot of people have a resistance towards meditation because of that idea, that just one snapshot of meditation. So let's see if tonight we will change that view. Not the others. Thank you. Oops. Yes. So let's see if we change our view. So keep your minds open, your heart open, and let's see what comes next. So as I mentioned, meditation started in the East, and that's 5,000 years ago. And people practice, it's part of their religion, it's an element of their salvation. So it's really a must, it's not an option. It's a disciplined method that they do a practice religiously because it is part of their religion. Beautiful flower there. So we observe meditation in several religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Sufism, Judaism, Eastern Christianism, and guess what? Spiritism. Anybody surprised? Spiritism, meditation, lotus flowers, really? Kardec, meditation? Yes, it is present in Spiritism in various books, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But notice that in each one of those religions or different philosophies, meditation has a bit of a different connotation, and that's what we're going to find out tonight. I'm a little nervous. If I started to say, relax. All right, these two guys here, actually should have been the other way around. Voltaire is older than Schopenhauer, but these two gentlemen are responsible for bringing meditation practice to the West, to the Western world. Voltaire, he was a pro guy for freedom of religion. He was all about, we can do what we want, our beliefs, they belong to us. So he was a revolutionary. So he brought the knowledge, he brought it to the light, and asked people to, hey, be okay with it, be acceptable. It is an okay practice. It's nothing too weird or too mystic. And Schopenhauer did the same. Schopenhauer, he was very influenced by Eastern religions. So these two were the two main guys who brought to us this amazing practice. So around the world, as we see most of the time, when we talk about meditation, we talk about repetitive, rhythmic chants, what are called mantras. And those are, you observe in the Eastern practice, and that's a way that was found in order to get the brain in a state of repetition that will help clean the thoughts and help practitioners of meditation be able to take their minds to another level. And also a contemplative concentration. So in Eastern meditation, people usually don't move. They sit there and they're static. And that's part of their practice. It is seen as a formula of salvation. In Eastern religions, as I said earlier, if you don't practice meditation, sorry buddy, but you're not going to the right place. You're going to that not so good place that every religion has. And also meditation is a tool that can take us, or anybody who practices, to a spiritual bliss, what is called Ananda. Who has friends whose daughters are called Ananda? I was thinking about that, interesting enough, and I have a couple of friends whose daughters are named Ananda. And that is it's based on, it means spiritual bliss. And that's the moment that you detach from your body, that you really connect with the spiritual realm. And this is the goal of meditation in Eastern religions. And which leads to rapture or ecstasy, a liberation. And the Eastern meditation has several steps, and the rapture being the most connection. Is almost like you are with God. You can see God, you can feel God, and you are there with him or her or it. You are there with whatever God it is that you have in your heart. So this is what that's what we see and observe in meditation practices globally. Now, In here, then we come with when the moon is in the 7th house. Who remembers that? Right? In the 60s and the 70s, and everybody was talking about transcendental meditation. Right, Leticia? We have some members here who have studied, and I know that you have, and learned and practiced. And it was really, really popular in the 60s and 70s with the hippie movement in the Western world. So what are the some of the characteristics of transcendental meditation? It was this type of meditation was created by a gentleman that I wrote his name there, but someone erased it. Maharishi, I believe his name is, because it was a name that I couldn't remember, so I put a cheat note. Maharishi, he created this practice and with scientific basis, and he wrote steps, and lots of people were trained. You have to go to sessions and really learn how to do this type of meditation in order for you to transcend. And I remember in the 70s, late 70s, I was a teenager. And I remember people talking about transcending. And I always associated that word with some kind of drug, exactly. Some kind of drug. I said, they are taking something to liberate themselves. It was a word that to me didn't have a very positive connotation. And I guess because it was a movement, it was associated with the hippie movement and the freedom and the experimentation of lots of things for us to get to their bliss that the Eastern folks could get just with meditation alone. As Western people, we have different types of mind. We have a different type of life. We are wired differently. We are busy. We don't have a practice to take time and really concentrate in ourselves, in our thoughts, in our growth. So to me, it was very interesting. So throughout my life, the word transcendental had always that connection with something, a psychotropic, a drug that would take you there. But later in life, I found out just by looking up the word to transcend means to be free, to liberate you, your spirit from your body. And so your spirit can really connect with the spiritual realm. So I was actually very happy to hear that, because I didn't want to think that my friends' parents were doing drugs or anything, because they're all practicing, transcendental meditation. And a few things that are kind of interesting about this type of meditation is that, yes, it could be religious rooted or non-religious. Lots of agnostic people practice meditation, because it doesn't matter if you believe in a God or a God. It's all about your liberation as a person. And it became very popular because lots of famous people did it, practiced, endorsed it, talked about it, including the Beatles and even Greta Garbo. I love her. My mom said that I looked like her when I was young. So lots of people that we know and can think about, lots of people from Hollywood, they did practice a transcendental. And there are 7 levels of consciousness, and transcendental being the number 4. That's from the number 3 being asleep, and the number 3 asleep, number 4 dreaming, and 1 awake, 2 asleep, 3 dreaming, and 4 transcending. And that's a little bit of a resume of what transcendental meditation is. So I'm touching base on all these points because some of this we will apply to our meditation in Spiritism. So I think it's important for us to understand the broader meaning of meditation, so we can really focus in our life as Spiritists. Now, of course, I had to go to Wikipedia and see what it is that people are saying, what it is that is acceptable today, what it is that we read about meditation. So that's what they say. Meditation is a holistic discipline by which the practitioner attempts to get beyond the reflexive thinking mind into a deeper state of relaxation or awareness. Meditation is a component of many religions and has been practiced since antiquity. It is also practiced outside religious traditions. Different meditative disciplines encompass a wide range of spiritual or psychophysical practices that may emphasize different goals, from achievement of a higher state of consciousness to greater focus, creativity, or self-awareness, or simply a more relaxed and peaceful frame of mind. Let me have some water. I love the definition because it kind of touches in every aspect of what meditation is today for anyone who decides to take this practice into a part of their lives. How are we doing? So far, so good?
Excellent.
All right. So, who is that? Who can tell me? Joana de Angelis. That's right. She is the mentor to our dear friend, Divaldo Franco. And she has written, through him, hundreds and hundreds of books. And in one of her books, that I forgot the name, but that's okay, I can tell you later. I don't have that power of page 13 of Alegria de Viver, actually is the book, don't you love that? Paragraph 4, third line. Joana de Angelis tells us about the necessity of meditation practice. What does she tell us through Divaldo Franco? She tells us that when we meditate, we let our intellect rest. We don't fight our thoughts. We simply acknowledge them and let them go. And as we had a message here the other day, we classify them as a file cabinet when and if we are going to deal with those thoughts. And that will let us really be in touch with ourselves, not our ego that is constantly talking to us, the little drunk monkey on our shoulders, but we're gonna let us talk and reach and be in touch with the self that we are, the self that we were created and born, and the one that has the richness to give to us. But this intellect and this little monkey here keeps this little monkey keeps a barrier, and then therefore our growth and inner knowledge and self-improvement suffers because of this. So in Spiritism, meditation takes a little bit of a different connotation. We all know that Spiritism is a very active doctrine, right? We all know that there are certain points that are crucial for us in order for us to improve. One of them being reforma íntima,
Inner transformation.
the inner transformation. Everything starts here, but then what do we need to do? We need to reach out and act, right? In our texts, in our studies, we talk a lot about without charity there is no salvation. So when you talk about charity, what are we talking about? We're talking about action. Charity is the action of being charitable, of bringing goodness, of reaching out, of helping the ones in need in many different ways. So let's keep going here and see what it takes us. So people are thinking right now, I can see your monkeys talking. I am tired. I have a lot to do in my life. I have a job, you know, I have a family to feed. Meditation is going to be work? Is that what you're telling me, Evelyn? Because if what it is, girlfriend, I don't know if I'm in, you know. So meditation has different aspects. So one of the very important aspects is the meditation for relaxation and reharmonization. In some of those lines there, some of the sentences I have already mentioned. So if we are in our lives on the go, go, go mode, autopilot, doing things here and there, multitasking. How many people here multitask? I want to see hands. How many people here multitask? All right. So do you feel exhausted at the end of the day? Yes, multitasking is exhausting for the most part, for the most people. So in order for us to take care of ourselves and therefore be able to reach out to others and be charitable, what do we need? Do we need to take care of ourselves? Do you think we need to give our mind and our bodies a little bit of love and tranquility and a little bit of peace, a recharging moment? Do you think that's important? Yes, that's crucial, that's vital, actually. Absolutely. So one type of meditation, it's really the meditation for pure relaxation and joy. And so in that time, we let our intellect, our mind, rest. We are smart. We are intellectuals. We know so much, right? We are bombarded with information all day long. But we have to let that mind, we should let that mind rest. And we need to be in silence. That can be very frightful for a lot of people. Because as we make noise, we are avoiding things. We keep going. We don't want to deal with our thoughts, with our fears, with our ways of thinking. Silence. Silence is like bringing a mirror to ourselves. And that can be painful and very uncomfortable. But as we practice and do it more, we can see at the end the liberation. Because this is that's why we're here, right? Isn't that why we come here every Tuesday? Sometimes we come here twice a week. We come here for fluidotherapy. We come here for studies. We come here for meditation. We come here for mediunic sessions. We're here, we're searching growth. We are searching knowledge. We are searching for opportunities. Search, search, search is all good. But there's time to silence. Let's let the knowledge, that information, the insights, the ahas sink in. It's time to annul action. Simply feel, live, and become light. As Fernanda read it tonight, I mean, it was amazing. That piece about be happy, be who you are, let your light shine through you. And this is exactly what this helps us do. Let's look, let's find a light that at the end of the day may be dim, 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 from whatever reason. Let us bring that breath that will bring that flame up, so we can continue with our day and with our loved ones, with our friends, and sharing their love and sharing that's so important. And last but not least, it's time when we rest and relax. It's a time when you really feel your gratitude. You're not just saying, thank you God for the day, thank you God for the bread, thank you for my job, my car, my family. No, feel it. There's times that you want to express it vocally, sure. But meditation is when you feel the love of God in ourselves, because He is in us, in every one of us. He is part of the light that gets dim by the end of the day. So it's our job is our responsibility to take care of ourselves and bring the light back to the front end and really let it shine, so we can really focus on what is important. And then there is meditation and action. How is that? With meditation, a few things are important, as it is important with everything in our lives. When you decide that you're going to do something, whatever it is, you decide that you're going to lose weight, or you decided that you're going to start working out again, or you decide that you're going to read more books, or you decide that you're going to spend some more time with your children playing on the floor, or you decide that you're going to you watch every movie that is on the Oscars list for the year. Whatever it is that you decide to do, when you make a decision, you then create a plan, right? I'm going to go to the movies every Friday night. Yay! Or I'm going to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. Woohoo! When I get home, I'm going to put my cell phone in a drawer and I'm going to play with my kids at least Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, great. So you create a plan. And why do we create plans? Because we need discipline. We need discipline. Without discipline, some of us can reach goals, the goals that we set. I can be one that when I look back in my life, woohoo, just by doing it. But the discipline is going to help us reach our goals quicker without so much effort and delays. So with meditation, the discipline leads to clarity. That you allow yourselves to really see things the way that things are, and see if those things that you want or that you think or want are really important to you. And that's a time to do some no here, maybe later there. Oh, right now. You select and you choose how you're going to address the waves that come to your lives. And we don't know how to deal. When you have the discipline, the clarity, you have a better approach on how to deal with those waves. There can be good waves, lots of good things happening. It can be a mix of good and not so good waves. And that leads to self-discovery, calm and harmony. When you understand what you need now, tomorrow, or later, you are instantly doing a self-reflection of who you are, where you are at the moment, and what you need in order to feel fulfilled. And once you do that, what does it allow you to do? You are willing because you're happier. You're happier with yourself. You're happier because you said no to a friend that just wanted to dump on you 30 minutes of problems. And wasn't a moment for you at that time to do it. So you said no. Yes, I can call you later and we can talk about it. Right now is my time to be with my children. Or, somebody, or it's usually a friend or a person, or it's a traffic. You are driving in traffic, and you have the option to either get really mad at the person in front of you who cut in front of you, or not. It's a feeling that comes to you, but with the discipline and clarity that you practice through meditation, it becomes ingrained in you, and you are able to deal with those feelings in a smarter way, in a more efficient way. So you are able to expand. We talk about a lot in Spiritism, especially in when we have a mediumnimic sessions, and I think you can feel when you're really engaged, helping somebody. Like for instance, the hug that Fernanda gave to me, it was so heartfelt that I feel my body, because I needed it. So I felt my body, my skin expanding with that love that I received.
Can you hug me? I can hug everybody.
So when you are more in tune with yourself, with your needs and who you are, you're able to expand and reach to others, and really reach and really give from the heart. And comes the word benevolence, contribution, and love. It's all encompassed all together. But when we are so preoccupied, when we are so depressed or anxious, for whatever reason there might be, do you think we can really expand? Do you think we can really come from contribution? It's difficult. It is possible, but it's very difficult. So that's when meditation comes around and comes to us as a practice that helps us deal with those feelings of anxiety, of depression, of not fitting in, of you name it, whatever that is not so positive, that comes through our minds. And that's when the practice of meditation and silence helps us really analyze these thoughts and realize that, wait a minute, what am I doing? What am I thinking? Have you caught yourself sometimes when thoughts come to your mind, the thoughts are not very positive? Do you catch your head doing this? No. I see some heads nodding. It is true. I find myself doing that, and I don't want that. Several studies have been done, and the majority, a high percentage, a very outstanding, like 80% actually, it's some number that is incredible. Don't quote me exactly, but in the 80s or 90s% of the quality of our thoughts on a daily basis is of inferior thoughts. And that's what we need to work on, and that's why I'm here talking to you about, because as I mentioned in the beginning, meditation came in a time in my life when I really needed to ground myself. And it was different, it still is sometimes, weird at first, but very fulfilling. So this is us, right? Multitasking, working out, sharing ourselves with our families and friends, feeling stretched really thin. This is with our phones and tablets and computers, all this amazing, great technology, but that we sometimes misuse. So this is us. So if you think about with me for a second. Meditation started being done, at least recordedly done, 5,000 years ago. Can we compare our life today with 5,000 years ago? It's hard, isn't it? So 5,000 years ago, people probably had a much quieter, simpler life. Don't you agree? People didn't have what we have today, but they started doing it because it's about us. It's about our growth as spirits. So independently of where you are, where you live, what your level of spirituality is a practice that we do for ourselves. Nobody else, just for us. And sometimes we claim that, oh my gosh, I wish I had a moment for myself, right? Oh my gosh, I really don't have time for myself. And when we think time for myself, we think bubble bath, women, right? Massage, pedicure, manicure. I don't know what you guys think about time for yourselves. I'm not sure. But I want you to,
All of the above.
all of the above. But I really want to plant that seed in you today. Think about silence. Think about a time for you to love yourself. And you, your ego, yourself, all of you, on a regular basis. So, Evelin, this is all great. Love it. Okay, so what is in it for me? What am I gonna get from it? We are in a rewarding society, right? I'm gonna do something, I gotta get a benefit. True? Yes, I'm not in for free. Oh yeah, this inner thing, that sounds great. What else? Well, here comes the sales pitch. Cha-ching! Meditation, folks, is good for many things. It's proven because meditation has been studied. Actually, the US government has spent millions of dollars investigating meditation and its benefits. So, this is not my information. This is information from studies. It has proven to lower high blood pressure. I have that. Lowers the levels of blood lactate, reducing anxiety attacks, decreases any tension-related pain such as tension headaches, ulcers, insomnia, muscle and joint problems. Increases serotonin production that improves mood and behavior. Who needs that on a daily basis? I do. Improves the immune system. Increases the energy level as you gain an inner source of energy. Can I sell you this pill here? And those are facts. Those are facts, but it doesn't happen with one, oh, I'm gonna do one. No, it's a practice. You know, we have to, the same as exercising, the same as taking your multivitamins, the same as taking your birth control. You gotta do it every day in order to, not every day, for the birth control, yes, maybe. But you gotta do it, you gotta have a discipline in order to reach the goal that you want for yourself. Mental benefits. We already talked about anxiety. Emotional stability improves. Creativity increases. Wonder why? Wonder why? Creativity. Freedom. Liberation. Happiness increases. Intuition develops. Gain clarity and peace of mind. Problems become smaller. Meditation sharpens the mind by gaining focus and expands through relaxation. A sharp mind without expansion causes tension, anger, and frustration. An expanded consciousness without sharpness can lead to lack of action and progress. Make sense? The balance of a sharp mind and an expanded consciousness brings perfection. So, Adriana's gonna like that. We cannot talk about meditation without touching, and I'm just going to touch. If you want to talk to an expert, you can talk to Adriana, because I'm sure she has read more than me about chakras. We all have heard the word chakras, right? Chakras, simply in Sanskrit, with a language of a formal language in India, means wheels. So in our body, we have several chakras, and those are wheels of energy. And the most popular ones are 7. So we're going to do this together, okay? Because when we do a meditation, we're going to do one later tonight, we're going to go through our chakras, and I want you to be able to visualize them, okay? So we have our crown chakra. I want you to touch your bodies. Crown chakra here. This is where we connect with the spiritual realm. And notice that, you can put your hands down now, it's okay. And if you look at pictures of bishops in the Catholic, the Pope, they all have hats. The kings had crowns. The the Native American chiefs had a headdress, because this chakra is a chakra that is known in every civilization. Is where we connect with the Creator. And then we have the brow chakra. Who knows about the third eye? Who has read about the third eye, maybe? This is what people call it, the third eye. It's right here, and it's very related to intuition. This is when you free this chakra, you can really let those good voices, your sensitivity develops, and you become more intuitive by liberating the energy here. And then we have the throat. So crown, brow, throat. This is the power of our mind, our voice, what we say, what we sing. It comes through here, the throat. And then we have the heart, the love, the passion that goes through our blood, through our system. We have the solar plexus. This, in Portuguese, we call it the sacro esplênico. And this includes the pancreas that produces insulin, and also the digestive organs. It's the filter system. It's everything that our system does that eliminates what is not good and eliminates what is not good and keep what is good in our bodies. And then we have the sacral, and this is related to our reproductive organs. And this is a very important chakra, and I'm going to tell you why. Not because it's related to pleasure, meaning sexual pleasure, but it's related to your sense of worth, of wealth, and happiness. And I'll tell you more later about that. You can come to me and say, how do you know about that? I said, I know because it's a long story, but I'll tell you later. Off YouTube. And then we have the base of the root chakra. That's what it takes us. It grounds us to earth. So when we feel disconnected, when you feel, I don't know if you have felt in your lives, when you feel like, where do I belong? I don't belong anywhere. It's what is going on? Who am I? What am I doing? There is probably a lack of balance in your root chakra. So when you do a meditation, when we're going to do a meditation tonight, we're going to travel through these chakras, because studies have shown and tells us that those wheels, they move in circular waves, and when they are off balance, one of them is off balance, it causes a lack of rhythm, and that can ramificate and somatize in our bodies. So it's very important to keep this energy flowing. And this is really, and we have lots of books like Alírio Cerqueira Filho, the speaker that we had, talks a lot about the chakra energy. We call it in Portuguese usinas, also energy, usinas de energia. So this is something that is really important that we are aware of those. And those colors are associated with the chakras. Okay? So we know our chakras now, right? Very simple. Now, this is really interesting. This picture, it's too bad that we cannot really see it, but this was a study that was done with folks for a 30-day period of meditation. And you cannot really see it because it was a small pixelated picture, but these folks started a meditation study and they're all taking pictures. You can see her really well because she was really smiling. And 30 days after this study with disciplined and strategic meditation incorporated into their daily lives, their faces changed. It's funny because if you take a picture of yourself and then start doing that, and after a while I say, wow. Or even before meditation, after meditation, you may come here all sisudos, right? Upset. Your muscles are tense. And after the practice, you let yourself relax. So tonight we're going to breathe naturally with nothing in particular. We're just going to think about who has kids here, or who has been around kids at some point in your life, cousins, neighbors. If you look at little kids, and sleeping especially, excuse me, you see them, their bellies go, they inflate, like balloons. If you have noticed, observe, next opportunity that you have. When they inhale, the balloon expands and contracts. And that's what our goal is. When we breathe, because of the rhythm of life that we have, our diaphragm gets really tense, and then our breathing becomes really shallow, and therefore we accumulate a lot of CO2 in our lungs. Dioxide, what is it?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, thank you. She's an engineer, so I need her help here. Carbon dioxide in our lungs. So it's important for us to release that and really allow your breath to reach your belly and really be like a balloon, like a baby breathing. So that's something for us to keep in mind. And we talk about the monkeys. Any monkeys right now? Are you guys ready to do a session of meditation?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I'm not sure. It's too much information. A question that came to me said, is it praying the same? You tell me later if it is or not. Because everybody here prays, right? Does everyone here meditate?
Yeah.
Everyone? Meditate? But everybody prays somewhat. So you tell me later if it's the same. What do I need to do it? You need to want, first of all. You need to see a value. You need to see an importance. Is that something that's going to help me become a better person? Is that going to help me really analyze and really see what I want, who I am, where I'm going? You need to persevere with discipline. That's simple. That's it. And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, Evelyn, I cannot meditate for 30 minutes, maybe once a week. Keep in mind that a lot of us, actually, in your daily lives, I'm sure that you have meditated and you didn't even realize it. The word meditate has another meaning of to reflect. I'm going to meditate about it, right? So you reflect. That's an active meditation, sure. But sometimes, have you thought about you driving somewhere, and all of a sudden you don't know where you are? You got to the place you don't even realize. You let yourself get into that transcendental mode without even realizing, right? So with the purpose tonight is to, yes, continue with those because those are actually involuntary, but see if you can purposely, or something like that, with purpose, introduce a little bit of meditation in your daily lives. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And the experts say it's better to do when you're rested, because what happens at night when we're praying?
You sleep.
You sleep. You fall asleep. And yes, sometimes I fell asleep throughout the whole meditation in Brazil once. I couldn't believe it. But I think it was a different type of sleep. I wasn't tired. It was something else. But if you're tired, pray and go to sleep. In the morning, whew, what a good time also. What a good time to meditate. You can do it in the shower. You can do it sitting outside. You can drink your coffee if you want to. You don't have to be in lotus position, and you can move. And you're gonna see tonight how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be cool. Now, vigiai e orai. Tandy, what is vigiai e orai again?
Watch and pray.
Watch and pray. So people are saying, why not orai vigiai? Why not the opposite? Jesus told us to do this. When Jesus told us to watch, to vigiar, He's telling us to watch our own selves, our thoughts, what is coming to us. First, you do your action. You watch, and then you ask for help. This is the message. Vigiai e orai. Watch and pray. And this is how meditation takes form in our lives, in the form of watching our thoughts, watch our actions, take a balance, take an inventory, relax, and take action. Think and decide. But without those moments of silence, things become more difficult and convoluted. And our journey here in this planet can become longer and not so pleasant. That's it. Wow, I'm serious.